Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage Jewelry. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energy frequencies to you, the beautiful viewer. And this reading will be about what is coming into your awareness. So what is in your subconscious that will be coming into your awareness, or just whatever it is that you might be experiencing in the next little while that's coming into consciousness that will have an impact on your future and how it is that you're navigating in the present moment. So we have 3 soap bars to choose from here, and this is the first time I've used soap. Think of it as scrubbing away any sort of energies you don't want. Okay, so we're cleansing energies. We have this soap bar right here, and I'm not going to read all the names, so just kind of use your intuition. If you're liking the color, the patterns, the vibe, then most likely this is your pile for 1. Pile number 2, this beautiful soap bar right here. And pile number 3, this beautiful soap bar right here. All right, so pause the video and just kind of try to calm your mind, quiet your mind, and then whichever area or whichever option you're guided towards will most likely be the message for you. Now, there could be multiple areas in your life in which you're having, in which you're having certain epiphanies or certain information coming to your consciousness. So there could be multiple messages in here in multiple piles. So just kind of use whatever is clicking for you. And the options will be in the timestamp description box below and in the pinned comment. And I will see you at your pick. Hello, beautiful pile number 1. If you pick this soap bar right here, absolutely beautiful, then pile number 1, this is your reading. We will be looking at what is coming into your awareness. So information that might be in your subconscious, coming to the surface, anything that's going to be made conscious to you that will help to assist you in navigating through the next phase of your life. So I will ask that you come up with either a color, an object, food, an animal, person, place, thing, whatever it may be. Could even be a phrase, a word, a number that you're going to see here in this reading that's going to confirm to you that this is indeed your pile. And again, if it doesn't feel like it's resonating for you, then most likely this is not your pile. But for those of you guys developing your intuition, you're not sure if you're resonating or if this is your pile, then take whatever confirmation here, whatever item, object that you come up with as confirmation from spirit to reinforce whatever message this is for you. So let's get into your reading, beautiful pile number 1, and see what spirit wants to tell you about what's coming into your awareness. So we have new moon in Leo with shine, beautiful sunflowers. I love Leo energy. That's fire energy. We have the number 50 here, 12th house with introspection. Wow. So yeah, 12th house is all about endings, healing, closure, spirituality, karma, the afterlife, limiting beliefs, and the subconscious. So interesting that we're doing what's coming to the surface from the subconscious, but you see all the chakras here. So pretty cool. Pile number 1 so far. We have 52 with warning, or the number 7. We have 32, number 5, here and now. We have past and future, and then we have this angel or fairy-like angel sitting on an egg, waving a flag that says, "You are here." All right. Perched on a light, perched on an egg. All right. And, ooh, and we have these beautiful, they look almost like cherry blossoms. I never noticed that before. And it looks like the forest here is on fire. And then this crow is sitting on the lamppost. Okay. Just giving you guys as much detail you might not be able to see here. Okay, we have number 4 with completion and West. She's holding a puzzle piece here. Completion and West. And we have the number 40 here with Merope, the mirror. Reflect. I hold the mirror up to see, accept, and love all of me. Beautiful jewelry. And her third eye is embellished with, it looks like a diamond of sorts. So very beautiful. All right, we have within the next few weeks. Beautiful. Angels. In the next few weeks. And we have compromise with the scales of justice here. Some of you guys might be resonating with a Libra or have Libra in your birth chart. Might be confirmation or a Leo. Confirmation for you guys. We have my high vibes. Heal the world. Beautiful. And then this shadow figures hugging the world, which looks like Saturn because there's this ring around it, which is a rainbow ring. Might be significant. Saturn also rules the planet of Capricorn. All right. We have tell your friends your goals. Interesting busy card here. Tell your friends your goals. And Leo again, moon in Leo, new moon in Leo, moon in Leo. Let your inner hero out with heroism, number 17 or the number 8. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know what that is, but maybe you guys can make sense of what that is. Not sure. All right, we have oak with the acorns, 3 acorns and an oak leaf. Oak. We have dancer of fear. Dancer of fear. And we also have the uncreated. And I believe that is the number 43 or the number 7, the uncreated. Okay, and we'll pull tarot as we need clarifiers here, but let me just get a minute to tap into your beautiful energy. Pile number 1, what is coming into your awareness here? Okay. There's something that you've experienced in the past. Okay, so it's a passing experience that I think you had one sort of idea or at least an outcome in your mind, or where you kind of sat in your mind of where things may have concluded. And I feel like there is going to be some information that you're reflecting on that's coming forward that is making you see something differently, that you might see it as something where you might have thought perceived to be someone else's action or someone else's way of being as their own thing, and you were kind of removed from that. Like somebody else behaved in a way or somebody else did something here in which you concluded that was them, nothing to really do with you, and you were able to make a conclusion out of that situation based on your experience. However, Spirit's saying you're now coming into some information or reviewing something here in which you're seeing this differently, and now you're more seeing it as what your responsibility, your role was in what actually happened. So I feel you're getting closer to the truth of the matter here, because you're now kind of seeing it from an unbiased perspective. So Spirit is hitting me with, when you experience this, sometimes it's easiest to digest a situation that might not leave us in the most pleasant space, as it being somebody else's fault or somebody else's burden, or somebody else did something, therefore it kind of is what it is. But when we have time to contemplate, when we have time to review, when our emotions might be removed, we then might review information and see things from a different perspective, in which maybe we were projecting some of our own beliefs or our own fears or our own perceptions in a way that influenced how things happened. So I do feel like Spirit is saying you're getting more in touch with this, but at the same time as you do this, I think there's a cascade of reviewing past situations beyond that, and maybe almost getting a little bit of a panic. And the panic here is we then recognize how impactful we were to our situation and how much power we actually had in the here and now to heavily influence that moment. And I think we might have been more at the mercy of things happening in that moment and then having a takeaway based on our reflection of what happened. But we're now recognizing how much power we actually have in the here and now. And I think this comes with a little bit of a empowerment, because now we feel we might have more control, but it also comes with a little bit of fear here, because we recognize how much power we actually have in changing the world around us, which will have a ripple effect on everybody around us and everybody who is interacting with us. And the smallest little thing can have a butterfly effect in our world and everybody else's world that comes into contact. So it just kind of has this huge ripple effect. So I do believe that you come into an awareness here that you want to have a positive impact on the world around you, and a positive impact on your environment, and a positive impact on what's going on here. And you recognize where you need to heal parts of you that might have in the past been projecting your own hurts, your own experiences on the situation that you experienced. So you're learning to be in the here and now and understand that unbiased, neutral perspective of removing thought allows you to kind of understand and gain a different perspective that you might have not have had in the past. And you also feel like this empowers you to assist your friends, your family, people who may be coming to you more and more, because you're now in this neutral place. So you're drawing in people who are really inspired by this ability for you to be in this neutral place. Okay. I do feel as though the specific situation that I was talking about that kind of triggers this is has already happened in the past. Okay, this is something kind of significant, or something you might have been dwelling on, or something that you were trying to move away from. Okay, I feel like you still weren't quite ending that cycle or completing your review of it. You were going through some sort of closure. You were needing closure, and I feel like this allows you to have closure on the situation that you might have not have experienced in the past. And I feel like the closure here, now we are getting this clue here from Spirit within the next few weeks, because I do feel like from when you watch this video and you have this awareness come into your consciousness, which I feel will be in the relatively present time. So either you're right now experiencing this awareness, recently you've experienced this awareness, or in the next few days, weeks, you will experience this awareness. Okay, because again, energy sits on a fluctuation of frequency here, and it is not linear. So I don't know where you're falling on this timeline, but all I know is this is the energy that you're vibrating. So when you come into this awareness, I feel like 2 weeks from that, you are then going to be able to have the physical closure that you're needing in that situation. So it's either coming from a place that you've now accepted where you projected, or accepted where maybe you had a helping hand in whatever it was, and you're able to work with said person, situation, circumstance to come to a middle ground that helps to heal you even further in that situation. Because I feel like it changes. I feel like now something can be birthed from that situation, and I feel like you're able to take whatever lesson you learned here and experienced in that situation or circumstance, either with somebody else or just in your experience of that situation, and you're able to take that with you so that you can, that experience now provides you with wisdom going forward. But I believe this is just the beginning of you creating something now here that that you've never really were able to create in this situation. So if you kept coming up against the wall, if you kept coming up against the same types of cycles, or if you were just in the same thought pattern or energy, which wasn't allowing you to end something here or move away from something here or completely heal in a way that brought some sort of knowledge and wisdom from a situation, then I feel like you weren't completely healed, or you weren't getting out of that experience what you were meant to. So it kept you in that state of trying to sort through or figure out. But I feel like you are now in the position where you're getting actual closure, where you're closing out that way of thinking or that way of viewing. And specifically, it was this situation was kind of the catalyst or the introductory to you changing your perspectives, and now you're able to implement this in many other parts of your life. But you're also able to return to a situation here that is now, you're able to get this closure, like I said, and work with the situation differently with the compromise here. I feel like your new perspective, your new way of envisioning something here that comes from a more neutral place and not your own projections of what you wanted for the future, or coming into it with baggage from the past. You're now appreciating the here and now and your ability to contribute to the situation, this relationship, this person, the situation, the circumstance differently. Okay, but I feel like it takes a lot of review. It takes a lot of honest introspection, reflecting on the situation, that allows you to really step up, okay, despite fear too, because I feel like fear could be a fear of stemming from doubt, or a doubt is stemming from fear, I should say, okay, but I don't feel it holds you back. And I feel like with the uncreated here, there is, you're making something out of absolutely nothing. Like this could have just died on the vine, and you could have come across another situation and repeated the same type of lesson or experience here and not have learned, and then experience another situation, another thing here, and kind of continue down your life path. But what Spirit is saying is, because you're shifting in this consciousness and this awareness, you're now opening the door to a new possibility here, okay, of something you've never really experienced here, because you're graduating from that viewpoint that you are creating your awareness, that you're now able to really influence the here and now based on how you're showing up and how you're engaging. So yeah, and I feel this really inspires people around you, and I do feel like this brings healing to a specific situation here that might have been difficult for you to move on from, or you needing healing from. So this is beautiful. I'm going to pull some tarot just to see if we have anything further here in regards to this beautiful awareness that you're coming into here. Spirit, for pile number 1, anything further in regards to this awareness that will help? Pile number 1, anything further? Queen of Cups, look at that, beautiful Queen of Cups. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, and that's, looks like a dolphin diving in. There you have a crab and a crown. All right. Ooh, and we have a strawberry moon, which is the full moon. I believe the strawberry moon is in a couple of days if you're watching when I post. So that is very interesting. And look how this dolphin's diving in deep in the emotional waters. So I feel like, yeah, you're having to dive in deep to your own emotions here in order to find truths to your situation. We have the high priestess. That's all about the subconscious. Again, we have the moon, and moon is also about emotions. High priestess is all about our intuition, our inner knowing, secrets from within. Okay, because I feel like this information is definitely coming from within. This is whatever is in your subconscious, whatever you know to be true. You're now being able to tap into this. And it's not something that you're able to tap in with your mind. That's the thing, and I want that to be clear. I feel like when you use your mind, you might come up with biases, and this is why maybe you've experienced what you did. You're reflecting as a mirror now with a unbiased mind from a place of knowing, here that is more of a feeling with the high priestess. It can't be explained. It's just a knowing, okay? And you have some beautiful daisies here. And the Queen of Cups is all about love and compassion and creation, creativity. It's a beautiful energy. And the Three of Pentacles, exactly what I was saying. Your ability now to go back to a situation here and compromise and work together here with other individuals, despite the fear. Because like I said, the fear might be, you know, creating some doubt. Because even though you're having this awareness, and there's a knowing, there's still some fear here, because look at all these wolves surrounding this beautiful buck, right? But the buck is still stepping forward here, despite the wolves circling around, and the deer putting itself in a position of danger, or a position that might appear to be a threat to the deer's life in some way, is still here with the Three of Pentacles, showing an ability to compromise, an ability to collaborate, an ability to work together with a newfound energy that the deer is able to bring forward that might have not been able to do in the past. And I feel like this is also talking about you wanting to help other individuals based on this experience, because it transcends just this experience that triggered it. I feel like people are inspired to now come to you to learn from you in this new perspective and this new way of interacting. And yeah, I just feel like this is impacting, having that butterfly effect in the world around you, the ripple effect in this situation specifically, and then everything else kind of going forward. I'm pulling one more card here from Spirit. And we have the Tower, and the Tower was kind of coming in sideways. But what I feel with this Tower is, whatever this situation here is, because that's how we started off, it could have went in a very poor direction, okay? It could have went in a place where we tucked it into the abyss and never learned from it again. And I feel like what you're doing is having a shakeup. You're shaking up the reality of this situation. You're flipping it on its side. You're flipping something here that has happened, in which you could have just walked away and said, yeah, that person, that situation was fact, right? Like, just, I walk away. And maybe taking zero accountability, or not wanting to engage, or whatever, which, I mean, that's up to you if that's how you handled it. I'm not saying what's right or wrong. I'm saying you then removed yourself mentally, but came in from a position of subconscious, higher knowing, dived into your own emotions and said, how was I projecting? How was I maybe acting out of a place of fear or trigger or whatever? And you return here now with this information in order to compromise, in order to be a little more neutral, in order to work together to come to higher truth, which shakes things up. Okay, this shakes things up. So it's no longer built on, you know, maybe a situation where people were holding back, or where truths were not quite out, or, you know, a shaky sort of energy here. This is now, you've removed any sort of ambiguity and any biases based on your now ability to be in the present, here and now, not taking a look at what am I going to get out of this in the future, or from a future perspective. And you're not coming in with baggage and hurts from past. You're being very present in the here and now to say, what can I do in this situation that's going to allow me to get closure or help the situation in order for this to move in a direction, for there to be a beautiful beginning of something. Because I feel like this is like the world's your oyster. This is like building something absolutely beautiful in this world, okay? So this is what I feel here for you guys. Beautiful pile number 1. If this is resonating, I am so happy for you. This is giving me a very happy feeling on the inside, because I feel like this is a shift in how you go about engaging in everything now going forward, not just this situation. And it also provides you with much needed closure, I feel here, from a healed place, not from a place of tucking it in or shoving it down, or just neglecting or, removing some sort of thing here in order for you to protect yourself. I feel like this is a place where you dig in deep, you unpack a lot here despite pains. And I do feel like it does take you a couple weeks, but after that, you're able to look fear in the face and come in with something that is constructive, something that is going to help, something in a practical way that is undeniable, despite how other energies might be circling around you, or you not knowing, because you never really know how the other side is absorbing your energy, but that doesn't stop you. And I feel like that definitely shakes things up. Okay, so very exciting, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. If you pick this beautiful soap bar, then this is your reading, and we'll be taking a look at what is coming into your awareness, what's coming into your conscious awareness. So something maybe that is buried deep in your subconscious that you're not made aware of yet, and Spirit is wanting you to know what this is all about. So super exciting here. Now, before I start flipping these cards that I pre-shuffled here, come up with a person, place, thing, animal, word, color, something here that you're going to see that's going to confirm that indeed this is your reading. All right. So if you have good intuition and you know whether you're resonating or not, then that's fine. Then you don't have to do that. But I do feel like for those of you guys that are trying to develop an intuition here, or want to know whether this is your reading or not, then let that serve as a confirmation to you that this is the message for you. And like I mentioned in the intro, if you're drawn to more than one pile, it could be different aspects of your awareness coming to the surface here. So let's take a look at what you are becoming conscious and aware of. So we have the full moon in Aquarius with Be Real. Beautiful. So we have a person here with a picture of sorts, and of course the full moon. So you might be resonating with an Aquarius in your birth chart. We have the number 14 or the number 5. Debilitated discomfort, it says here. And the number 5 is all about change and conflict. But if you're talking about like the 5th house, it could be romance, love, affairs, creativity, spirits, self-expression, that sort of thing. So self-expression is coming through quite loudly here with this card. All right. Yeah, look at all those staircases too. It's like winding staircases all the way up. And we have battle with number 5. Again, the 5 coming up as the challenge or conflict here. Look at all those birds sitting on the phone wire here. Battle. You guys could be I don't know, just in a position where there's lots of eyes on you too. A lot of people kind of, or at least you feel like you're being perceived by a lot of people here. Image, I think, is coming through. Image. Okay, your own self-image. So we have 9 with Treasure Island, and a sea turtle with a beautiful treasure chest here with looks like starfish or stars and hearts. Treasure Island. And we have number 23, which is number 5 again. So we got 555 so far. This says cleansing and storms. Cleansing and storms with a bunch of lightning and rain. And a person with long orange hair. Or red hair. Okay. Storms. We have Electra, number 16, the morning star. Radiance. I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. Wow, look at this knight with a gold shield and armor. I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. Electra. Okay. And perfect timing. Beautiful. I love this card. Look at the rainbows coming in to an hourglass here. And then it looks like, what's that? Like the DNA chromosomes type spiral. Perfect timing. Okay. Very beautiful. We have reconsider here. And gold armor looks like again here. This person's third eye and their hands are glowing. Reconsider. Okay, this is giving me lots of energy here, guys. We have forgiveness brings freedom, and then we have broken chains and 2 butterflies. And butterflies are all about freedom and transformation here. So we've got 2 butterflies, which might be significant here. We got 2 birds here, which might be significant. We have try something new without exceptions. Oh my gosh, that does not say exceptions. It says expectations. Try something new without expectations. I'm not sure what I said, but that's what it says. And an angel here. I'm just trying to see what I see on the side, which might be hard. I see a bunch of skateboards. A bunch of people doing flips on skateboards. So that might be significant for you guys. And he's going around doing a bunch of flips, kick flips and stuff with skateboards. So try something new without expectations. Here we have enjoy life with music, love and romance with 2 swans, sun in Libra, number 7, harmony, and a beautiful red rose. Swans do represent the twin flames as well. So if some of you guys are resonating with twin flames, this could certainly be also your reading here. Beautiful sun energy, which is divine masculine energy. And we have cat, beautiful, with the heart, white cat, green eyes, could be significant. And we have dancer of frustration with the looks like, I don't know, like primitive art on this rock wall. Dancer of frustration. And then we have the void. And I believe this is 42, which is the number 6. Surprising we didn't get another 5. Okay. Beautiful pile number 2. I have a message here for you guys that I think you guys might have acted in a way, and I do feel like it was in a connection with somebody else, and I don't think you guys were acting in your best interest or with your truth, aligned with your truth. I feel like you guys might have said something or done something or didn't say or do something because of perceived image you were trying to uphold. And maybe you felt a little bit out of your element because exposing vulnerability might have been challenging for you. And I feel like this is most likely you not going after or standing forward in something you wanted for yourself and being authentic. And I feel like you might be in a period of being frustrated with yourself because you weren't sure how to navigate through a period of discomfort, a period of not being able to act, or like being perceived in a way that you weren't quite sure. And if you were acting in your authentic self, how you might have been perceived or how maybe conflict might have ensued. So I feel like you're trying to really recover from something like this. And I feel like this experience created some sort of awakening within you. I feel like you're now recognizing the true value and potential of yourself and what it means to actually speak your truth, and in the moment how important that is. Because I do feel like you're probably in a state of coulda, woulda, shoulda, and or at least underneath it all, this is how you're feeling, but you're not quite sure, can't put your finger on it, why you feel like you let yourself down, or maybe you're not being honest with yourself. But I think you come to a place where when you are really being honest with yourself, that you're like, man, I should have been in my true authentic self, should have went after what it was, because there was something here that you felt was a gift that you were being handed to from the universe. And the message I'm getting for your awareness now is Spirit is saying, one, in this situation, this has happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. So this is perfect timing, because I think now you're in a position to act. And I do feel like you go back and right any wrongs that you feel you probably acted in a wrong way, or in a way that wasn't aligned with your true self. So you go back, okay? And I think you go back with this type of an energy of, this is mine and this is what I want, and I really don't care if I'm uncomfortable, scared, or whatever this energy is. It's not going to hold me back. I will stand in my power and fight any challenge that comes towards me in order to attain what it is that I feel is rightfully mine and what I want. And I will stop at nothing, and I will aim very high, very, very high. So even if I land a little shorter of what I expected, that's fine, because at least I know I went in with my true self and with what I believe to be true. So if it doesn't work out, which I don't feel you feel it doesn't work out, but you're like, if it doesn't work out, then at least I went after what it is that I feel is rightfully for me. Now, I do feel like, because this is your first real experience in this realm, I feel, of embodying this type of an energy, I feel like you are really armored up, okay? Which is fine. I feel like this gives you the courage and the power to stand your ground, because I feel like you've taken a lot of time. And I feel like you've reviewed and you went over and over and over. So I feel like you've built some sort of an immunity here, that now when you go in, it's like you've taken enough time that the impact of what this would have had you acted in the moment of when you felt maybe would have been acting in your truth, it would have had a different impact. So now I feel you come in more from the angle of, you're now... It's kind of like what I'm getting from Spirit is, like, let's say Spirit wants you to take part of something when it's happening in front of you, and you don't do it. And then days later, when people, when people who actually chose to engage in that now move on to the next thing, and then you come back and you're like, okay, I'm ready now. And then they're like, well, that was last week's energy, or I'm no longer in that energy. So I feel like you're coming in from behind. So you're actually playing catch up. Okay. This is how I feel. Because it took you a while to build this immunity. It took you a while to build your confidence, your courage, or whatever. So you come in very armored. But I feel like in this experience, okay, in this specific situation that I'm talking about, and you guys will know, I know this is very specific, but you come in now all gung-ho and all full of piss and vinegar. But I feel like what you might be experiencing here is that whatever energies were happening at the point that you did not act in your highest truth, or in a way that was keeping it real, because you had to consider, review, and whatever, and beat yourself up. Those are words that I'm just putting out there because you're frustrated with yourself in a situation which you might have not have done the best thing. You now come in to right these wrongs. But I feel like whatever that energy isn't in the same state. So it is almost twice as hard of a lesson for you, but it's perfect, because what Spirit is saying is this experience helps you to build this awareness of what you're actually built out of and made out of, that this gives you even more experience here to utilize this in your experiences going forward. Because now, if you're able to accomplish this, you now understand the importance of when it's time to act, when it's time to really align with your truth, be real, keep it real, and do something that you're being called to do. You don't think twice now, and it's easy for you, easier, okay? Because sometimes it's difficult to, you know, act in the moment, especially if we feel like we might be challenging someone or causing some sort of conflict in someone else's world or whatever. Sometimes it's, you know, we might get frozen. But I feel like because you're able to now come kind of as a underdog to a situation that might have been tired, because I do feel like this situation was calling you to act, was pulling on you to do something, and I feel like you did not, okay? You did not. And you might have fought against, or you might have just not have acted at all. And I do feel like now you're needing to go a little further to get whatever that treasure is, or to right that wrong in some way, because you feel like you are frustrated and you want to balance out whatever energies you're sitting on. So, but what I feel that what happens here is that this situation, now there is this, this opportunity for you to free yourself from whatever prison or held backness you were in doing this in the future, in other situations, and specifically in this situation as well. And I feel like reconsidering your position here and actually taking action is the cascading effect that you need, that allows you to break free from these chains. And Spirit is saying, not only is this perfect timing in this situation because of how it played out, and your tougher lesson now gives you more of a I was going to say like a warrior callus, because now you're able to have this thick skin to move forward. But it is also perfect timing in this situation, because whatever was supposed to happen when you were supposed to act, I don't believe that if you would have acted in the way that you were intending, things would have happened the way they are going to happen and play out. I hope you follow with that, because that's a mouthful, but everything here is absolutely perfect timing, okay? This situation, and also when you're learning this lesson. So this is the awareness you have. You're now aware that your ability to keep it real, your ability to act in truth, your ability to not be so held back by how someone else perceives you, how maybe your environment might take it, or how you might have to challenge someone or have conflict, okay? And I feel like it also comes with you being aware that you're not having any expectation on an outcome here. I feel here like what your awareness is that you don't want to be in a state of regret, or even if it's not regret, it's like a contemplative state of being frustrated that you couldn't speak your piece, you did not speak your piece, you felt like you weren't authentic to yourself. And that's the most important part. It wasn't, was I going to get that treasure? Was I going to get that outcome had I spoke my truth? It's like, no, I feel bad that I didn't speak my truth, that I wasn't authentic, that I couldn't let that out for whatever reason, because I let my fear get in the way. And now I'm breaking out of that, and I've transformed. And I feel like this transforms this situation, which I feel someone else is involved. There might have been conflict. It causes a lot of change with all these fives and transformation. And some of you guys might be relating this in a romantic relationship, or it could just be in a partnership of sorts. Okay. And I do feel like this is stemming from you being curious, and you really not expecting any sort of an outcome here, but you really coming in from an angle of, I'm going to be myself. And even if someone else is not understanding of it, it's okay, because as long as I keep it real. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm feeling here from this situation. And I feel like we don't know what this is going to result in. I just feel like it breaks the chains from you being held back in any sort of way. So let's ask Spirit here if there's anything further in regards to this awakening, this sort of epiphany, or this information that comes to your awareness, your consciousness. Is there anything further about this that pile number 2 needs to be made aware of? Yeah, like I feel with the battle here and these storms and this cleansing, like I feel like whatever you might have felt like might have been a conflict, I feel like the conflict was more of an internal conflict that you felt like could have amounted to some external sort of war or something here, but you face this and you're able to cleanse. So we have Judgment. Yeah, this is the awareness card, and that's pretty hilarious, because this is about what's coming into your awareness, what is coming into your consciousness. And this is all about awareness and consciousness. And the number 20 Judgment card in the major arcana is the card that comes right before the very last card in the major arcana, which is the World. And the World talks about concluding a cycle, okay? But this is where we're at the point where we can either go back into our unconscious state and not accept truths, okay? Or we can accept the facts and truths, we can heal from a situation, and then we can defeat the final boss and then make it to the World, which is concluding a cycle, okay? So the fact that this is in the upright, I feel like you are taking whatever information you have, situations from the past, because this is all about us reviewing a past circumstance, taking all that information and then putting your hand up where we're saying, I'm accountable and responsible for this, this, and that, and removing our ego, okay, removing our ego completely in order to shift our consciousness to deal with whatever downloads we're getting from spirit and saying, here is what you're learning from this lesson. Here's your takeaway, okay? And look at how the snake is shed its skin. Okay, it shed its skin because it's no longer in its old ways. It's now transforming. It's now breaking its chains from an old way of being. And it's now being accountable and responsible for our own acceptance. It's an epiphany. It's an awareness here. And look, we have, looks like poppies here as well. So snake, all about healing, all about wisdom. And we have, it looks like cherry blossoms here. So let's take a look at what else the spirit wants to communicate here. So yeah, you might have to be really shifting your ego. And I feel like you might have to do things in a way that you have never before, because this snake shed its complete skin, and a butterfly, it's completely different. Okay, completely different. And I feel like, yeah, you're like heavily protected here. Okay, shield, armor. You're also carrying this sort of truth. So I feel like you're ready to go to battle. You're ready to be truthful, walk in your own truth. Okay, because the sort of truth here is you walking in your own truth. And I mean, sometimes your truth might not be someone else's truth. And that could have been part of, you know, feeling like you had some discomfort, or that what if other people might have perceived you in a different way, or that your truth wasn't as heavily weighted as someone else's. And what would that do? And it's like, it doesn't matter to you anymore. You're being real. Okay. You're pushing through any discomfort. You're no longer in circles. You're going straight through and saying, if other people want to have conflict here, it doesn't matter how they're perceiving me. I'm going to fight for what it is I believe in, my truth, because there is a reality here, and you are heavily protected. Okay. And I feel like you're removing any sort of ego that says, if somebody doesn't agree or perceives me in a way, it doesn't take away from me in any way, because I don't have an ego. I just want to fight for what I feel is true and my authentic self. All right. So let's see, Spirit, anything further here for beautiful pile number 2 in regards to this awareness? The Emperor, you guys, empowerment, divine masculine, in charge. Okay, and the Emperor is upright as well. So this Emperor isn't in his toxic ego. This Emperor knows how to not let ego get in the way of making the right decisions. Also, again, with the sword of truth. You guys are walking, talking in your truth. And look, there's a little ram down here. That's all Aries. Okay, this is an Aries card. I feel like you're empowered with your wisdom. You took some time out. You were able to review things. You now know your truth. And that's all that really matters. We also have all these feathers. And feathers to me is always about our ancestors. And when we find feathers, we know we're on the right path because we're getting messages from our ancestors. And I feel like they're hanging here from the sword, because I feel like there is a message here that as long as you're being truthful, as long as you're walking and hanging on to your truth, you're acting from a place of wisdom here, okay? And you're empowered to do this with the Emperor. That's absolutely beautiful. So coming into your divine masculine full form here. And we have the Six of Swords. So this allows you to move away from any mental state that was causing anxiety, causing stress, causing you to maybe be in a tough situation, because the Six of Swords, you know, is where we were in a state of, we could have felt like we were in a mental prison or turbulency, in tough situations. And it could have been stemming from either how we were thinking, or yeah, our thoughts or actions in a situation that was causing turbulence. And now we're able to steer away. And again, sort of truth. We're able to steer away with our truth, by acting different, thinking different. And now things get calm. Situations get calm. We're able to deal with situations from a different perspective of how we're acting based on now we're thinking differently. Okay, so yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. I think I'm going to leave it there. This is all I really have to say for you guys, and I think this is wonderful. Let me know how this resonates. I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful soap bar number 3. You picked this beautiful purple soap bar. I cannot wait to get into your reading. The readings have been absolutely beautiful, and I pre-shuffle these cards, have not looked at them. We have asked Spirit to let you know what's coming into your awareness, what's coming into your conscious awareness, something maybe that was deep down your subconscious, something that's coming up and making itself aware to you. So very exciting. Now, in order for you to develop your intuition and get confirmation that this is indeed your message, I would ask that you come up with an item, an object, a person, place, thing, animal, color, word, phrase, could be anything at all that you're going to see here in this reading that's going to help confirm to you that this is indeed your reading. All right. Now, if you are strong with your intuition and you know when you're resonating and not, you don't have to do that. But for those of you guys who aren't sure if this is going to be your message or not, then you might want to do that in order to confirm. And like I mentioned in the intro, you could be drawn to multiple piles, which could just mean different aspects of your awareness coming through in different aspects or situations. So only take what's resonating here. And I love you guys very, very much. So I'm super excited to see what's coming into pile 3's awareness. All right, we have first quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. Wow, beautiful card. You guys might be resonating with Aquarius in your birth chart in some capacity. And this looks like, well, it's a lavender color, but what are those? It's not coming to me what those flowers are. Not lilacs. Maybe it is lavender. Lavender. Is that a plant? Anyway, lavender, you know, the stuff that you put in your pillowcase. It helps you sleep. It helps give you peaceful energy. Pretty sure it's lavender. Anyway, we have 52 here with trine sextile. Symbiosis with 52, or the number 7. Trine sextile, interesting. And these look like a bunch of doves. All right, let's keep going. We have 47 with survival, and this look like dogwood flowers with the white flowers here. So there's a fox and a crow. Survival. My email's going off here, so maybe something significant about this. And that's also number 11, and 11 is a very spiritual number. Very, very spiritual number. Okay, we have 28, or the number 10, with building blocks. Message coming through already for you guys. We have fecundancy with rain, number 35, or the number 8, and see how this little flower here is growing inside her stomach. Fecundancy with rain. All right. And we have Alcyone with the number 11 again, the moonstone star, passion. I am entering a portal of euphoric love. My goodness, look at all those gems and her beautiful red hair in a braid. Maybe some of you guys have a tattoo on your lower back here. The tramp stamp. Sorry, I don't know why I said it, but maybe that's resonating for some of you guys. So, or body jewelry here. Passion. I am entering a portal of euphoric love. Maybe some of you guys are tickly in that spot too. Maybe that's your tickly spot. Something about the lower back I'm getting. All right. Euphoric love. Wow. Merope, 42, the number 5, gateways of light, infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. This is beautiful. You guys were the only pile that got 2 of this deck here. The Star Oracle, I believe, or the Goddess Star Temple Oracle. Merope, gateways of light. And look at beautiful couple, and they're both wrapped in what looks like snakes. Yeah, snakes. both wearing crowns. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Okay. Let's keep going. We have there's something better. Interesting. More purple flowers. There's something better with the angel. And ask your angels. Ask your angels. All right. And your mind is an altar to source energy. Beautiful. Third eye I'm getting from this. Your mind is an altar to source energy. And we have take care of yourself. Beautiful. Looks like she's in meditation. Looks like she's meditating underwater. That's what it looks like to me. Take care of yourself. All right. And we have a sensitive, introspective phase, moon in Cancer with the number 16 or the number 7 with belonging. And there's a boat here. Belonging. A sensitive, introspective phase. You guys might be resonating with Cancer. And we have Deer. And we have Hunter of Death. Wow. Hunter of Death. Okay. And I'm putting that over here. And we have Gold. Wow, Gold. 26. Or the number 8 again. I believe you had 8 here somewhere. Yeah, 8 right here with 35. Okay, so give me a minute to tap into your energy now. There is from the book I want to read for a couple of cards here. I didn't do this with any other pile, but I feel it is important for the ones really speaking out to me. So I want to see which ones so far. Okay, there's 2 cards here that I'm going to read from the book. I'm going to grab them. I'll be right back, and then we'll get into your intuitive reading and what you are coming into awareness of. I'll be right back. All right, beautiful pile number 3. So we're looking at this trine sextile with symbiosis. All right, so trine and sextile symbiosis. Trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by 2 planets, 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half of that, 60 degrees apart. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, so cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. So the action here says lean in to what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve of and invest in them. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with a beloved and focus on that rather than on your differences, and build out from there. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music, but on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can laugh, relax, and let your guard down can be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenge ahead. The path of least resistance can be both delightful and limiting. Don't get stuck in a comfortable rut. The gift, lift one another up and grow. The comfort of compatible aspects can help us build up the resources needed to do the hard work and face the tough stuff. Okay, so there's that. And now we're reading the Deer card. And then we'll get into your beautiful reading here. So, Deer, Graceful and majestic, the deer resides in the depths of woods and on the edges of meadows and flirts along the borders of civilizations. Often inquisitive and playful, the deer can be entrancing, unpredictable, and at times dangerous to tangle with. He speaks of sovereignty, gentle fierceness, and hidden power. When this spirit is present, things can move very quickly, setting things in motion in the blink of an eye. Do not underestimate the deer spirit, as he knows intimately the cycles of life and death. Messages: take care to respect and make note of your surroundings. You don't need to be loud or big to make a difference. Move forward with grace and dignity. Be prepared to take action at a moment's notice, as quick thinking will be required of you. Preparation provides a foundation, so you'll be balanced even in difficult situations. It is time to be light of heart, not letting fear or worry weigh you down. Savor the moment and allow yourself a sense of play. That's it. Okay. Sorry about that. I do feel like my intuition obviously overrides a lot of these meanings, but I feel like the authors of these cards obviously know what the meaning is for that card, which I feel comes into play a lot. And for those of you guys who read cards, you'd probably be surprised that your intuition taps into that usually 99% of the time, or whatever the message you were to pick up. So that's why I read that. But what I'm picking up here, I am getting multiple messages. I'm getting heavy energy coming in for you guys. Beautiful pile number 3. So what's coming into your awareness? I feel like more than ever before, you guys are trusting in the universe that things are panning out and unfolding exactly the way they're supposed to unfold. And I know that sounds very cliche, but I feel like it's been a hard freaking lesson, and it's been very hard. But what I feel is, although you know it, I feel like your actions of what you're doing, for some of you guys, might be still aligned with an old way. So what I mean by that is, there's people, situations, or circumstance where you're bending over backwards, you're feeling like an outcast, you're trying to bring peace to a situation, and maybe you're being left out in the cold by other people, situations, circumstances in which you're contorting yourself to make it work, bring peace, find a solution, and you might have just come out of that situation recently or on the tail end of this. And what Spirit is saying is that experience that you've had with either a certain person, situation, or circumstance has made you stronger, obviously, and is the building blocks of this next phase that's coming in. So I feel like you're really guarded of a very precious thing here now, okay? The precious thing here now is yourself. You now know that you don't need to contort, you don't need to force, you don't need to chase, you don't need to do anything that makes you feel like you're trying to make a puzzle piece fit in order to get some sort of outcome, or in order for things to work out. And if people are seemingly against you or have their own agendas or whatever, you're just like saying, you know what? I trust that whatever they're trying to accomplish for them is for them, and that I don't have to bend over backwards. I don't have to not be myself. And if I am just myself the way I am, but I'm also protecting the precious part of me that maybe at one point gave away to people who were maybe undeserving. And again, I say this because I think everyone's deserving of love and beautiful energy, but we have to be real. Sometimes people might not show up in a way that is deserving of the energy that you have, and you can shift your vibrational energy to hone that beautiful energy towards people who are supportive, people who you can allow yourself to be yourself, people who nurture you, and people who don't threaten whatever it is you're trying to build for yourself and whatever you're trying to grow. So I feel like it's been a challenging situation because either certain person, certain situation, or circumstance was tough. It threatened your sacred self, your true self, and all you really wanted, I think, was to be in a state of love, to be in a state of giving, to be in a state of making peace. But I feel like no matter how much we try to make peace, if other energy situations are coming from a place of unhealed or deception or have their own ulterior motives, it does not matter how healed we are and how loving and giving and how much of a good intent we have. We then learn we need to hone that back in and give that to the people who are deserving and willing. And I think what's coming into your awareness is that it's not all about love and light, but it's about love and light for myself, and recognizing now where I'm pouring this into and where I want to focus this energy. And I feel like not only is this developing a self of love for yourself, but I feel like this is bringing in a situation in which you're going to experience either people coming into your life or a specific person coming into your life that I feel is going to give to you exactly that in which you were seeking, exactly that in which you were trying to create here. I feel like you're trusting your own compass, your own ability to pour into situations that are resulting in something here that yeah, you're making your own reality here, but you're looking after yourself, okay? First and foremost. And I think that was an uncomfortable place to be, because I think you guys are loving and giving. So you're like, I don't want to have to close my heart. I don't want to have to be selective. I just want to be myself and give love. Makes sense to me. But the lesson here and what's coming into your awareness is we can be giving love in places that are, and I say again, not deserving, because I don't think they're in the state or ready for that. But we don't bring in anything that we're not vibrating in that energy. So if you did bring in somebody who took advantage, or a situation that, you know, didn't reciprocate or didn't handle this energy with care, I feel like you've learned a very important lesson, and that you were there for a reason. So I think you've been on a mission to work with your angels, to ask your angels, and to really come to the bottom of, you know, what is it that you're doing wrong? Because how could something that feels so good, something that feels like your genuine self, be wrong? Giving love, how could that be wrong? How can, you know, why should you be catering your true authentic self from a beautiful, genuine place for others, especially others who might be shady, or situations that are, you know, negative? And I feel like through your quest of asking this question, and through your trust in spirit and things unfolding, I feel like spirit is now delivering to you something much better than whatever situation, whatever people, whatever person, whatever circumstance you were in, because you were able to put that energy into yourself. And now you understand the difference of feeling like you belong and feeling like you have to make yourself belong, or force yourself, or prove something to somebody else, or gain someone else's respect, or make them see something in you that they weren't seeing all along. Because I think the awareness here is, if somebody has to think twice about you, if somebody doesn't recognize, if somebody can't come into that in their own awareness, they're either on their own path of what they need to learn, which is theirs, you know, or we're vibrating in a level of us not giving ourselves the worthiness that we deserve. We're seeking external validation. We're seeking external approval. We're seeking something from somebody else that they cannot give to us. But when we give it to ourselves, we then attract the people, the situations that are comfortable, that we can be ourselves, that we can release whatever we want without having to guard it. And I feel like that feels so good, because now giving love doesn't feel like a giving love from a dry cup. Doesn't feel like it's a heavy burden. Doesn't feel like a struggle or a challenge, or we're contorting ourselves in a way for this. I feel like there's a sense of fitting right in, and it's so natural. And I feel like yeah, I feel like this is something that maybe you had to learn the hard way. But what I feel with this card gold coming out, like, this isn't, you know, silver, this isn't bronze. Gold is, like, in this book, like number one, like gold. Like, this is you reaching the point of graduation in this lesson of giving love and acknowledgement to yourself is the greatest position to be in. And once you learn that secret, nobody can take that away from you. No other relationship, no other circumstance, no other person who is maybe shady, who's trying to take it away from you, who's instilling some sort of doubt. You now carry this lesson with you that you are lovable no matter where you go, because you always have yourself. And if other people around you aren't seeing it or feeling it, then it no longer impacts you. In fact, these people fall away and you no longer bring these people in. And the people coming in are people who support you, people who value you, people who don't have to second guess, people who aren't doubting you, people who aren't making you feel like you have to jump through hoops, and people who support you. And in turn, you're able to give that love and not harbor it from a position where you're like, I've been hurt in the past, so therefore I'm no longer wanting to open this up. It's, you recognize that where you chose to give love, or where you chose to be vulnerable, or where you chose to be, you feeling like your authentic self got either taken advantage of or abused or treated in a way. And now you're like, you know what? I'm not going to let this person change me forever. And now I'm guarded and now I don't know how to give up. No, now I know how to tweak this towards somebody who shows up, somebody who is confident about me, and somebody who supports me and protects me and allows me to have growth here and challenges me, but from a place of love. And I don't feel bad for giving love because I feel this love return back to me. So I'm not empty. It's like a cycle. And I feel like you learn this lesson, and it's a beautiful lesson. I'm so excited for you guys. Let's see what Spirit wants to say in regards to anything further regarding this awareness, this conscious awareness that pile number 3 is having here, Spirit. Beautiful. Anything else you want to communicate? Yeah, definitely something better than any situation, person, environment you were held back in or needing to learn from. Okay, now we do learn from these situations, so I think you give a thanks, you give a blessing here to whatever situation, but you're now able to move on. There's a transformation here with Hunter of Death. You transform into this beautiful, beautiful energy here, gold. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords, and it was semi coming in reverse here. I feel like instead of being resentful and angry and bitter, you've now become this beautiful Queen of clarity, this Queen of, I can still carry my emotions, because this Queen of Swords went through pain. Okay, this Queen of Swords, why the Queen of Swords is the way she is, because she experienced either a romantic relationship or a situation where somebody's hurt her, some situation where she was vulnerable with her emotions and was extremely hurt. So she then comes out very intelligent and very experienced. So she knows no bullshit. She's able to lay boundaries. She's very clear. She's very wise. And she also knows when she is able to open up as a Queen of Cups. But not everybody deserves her Queen of Cups. Not everybody deserves her love. She is wise. She knows who deserves her wisdom, who deserves her love, because she is now clear, okay? And she is very intelligent. So I feel like you've developed into this beautiful Queen of Swords. And if you're resonating with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, let that be confirmation. Aquarius coming out again, okay, for those beautiful people resonating with that. But beautiful energy here with the Queen of Swords. You could have turned around and been bitter and angry, and then anyone coming into your life, you could have been closed off and not wanting to experience love, not wanting to be from a genuine caring place because you've experienced pain and hurt. But no, you're turning this into allowing something better to come in, someone better. I'm entering a portal of euphoric love, and I feel like it could only be euphoric because you're now coming from gold. I feel like if you're in silver or bronze or some state of giving and giving, it always feel empty. You would not feel this euphoric love. You could not reach that, okay? You can only really reach that if it's coming from another place that is also stemming from, originating from a place of gold. Spirit, what else does pile number 3 need to hear about their awakening, their conscious awareness? What do they need to know? So we have here the 3 of Pentacles, and it was also wanting to come in reverse. I'm going to pull one more here. This came out in pile number 1, I believe, if you guys are so inclined. And the 10 of Wands also wanting to come in reverse. I will read it upright. One more card. And we have the Two of Cups. There it is. So, challenging past, painful past, experience hardships, experience people not showing up, and she turned it into wisdom. She turned it into knowing the difference between what she deserves and what other people deserve around her. She's still able to work with other people. People didn't show up. People weren't collaborating. People weren't investing. People weren't putting in energy. She didn't let that stop her. She's now able to still work with other people, okay? But I feel like what this Three of Pentacles is telling me is that you're not held back by showing up, collaborating, and being open to working with other people. But now you're using the wisdom to know who is deserving of working with you, because you want to build something here. You know that you don't have to be alone. You know that you don't have to be creating something on your own alone. You know that the best results is working with teams of other people. So you're open to that, and you don't fear that. Look at how there's these wolves around this deer, and the deer could be afraid and say, I experienced hurt when I worked with other people, when I was vulnerable, and not allow themselves to be in that position. But you're just looking fear in the face, and you're saying, I'm ready to collaborate. I'm stepping into the fear of putting my vulnerable heart out there, because I've learned a lesson here. And it is a heavy, heavy, heavy lesson we learned. 10 of Wands. This is, we've carried, you know, all of these burdens. We carried 10 wands of burden, all of them stemming from lessons in our life, where the final 10th one did it. That was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. The 10th wand, where we recognized and realized what awareness we were coming into. That is the baggage. That is all the situations that we kept piling onto us, in which we finally had our awareness. We had our awareness in, what did we learn from carrying all these wands? That I could still show up. That I can use the wisdom now, when I show up, in order to make something and create something bigger than me alone, bigger than what I could create alone. And what can I build? I can work with another person here in a Two of Cups and share of myself, of my heart, not hold back, because now my cup is full and I can receive love on an equal level. This is an equal partnership. This is give and take. This isn't somebody pouring out emotions from a dry place, contorting and hoping and wishing and proving. This is somebody being themselves, utilizing their wisdom, working together, knowing what they deserve and what they expect to get out of a partnership, a give and take. Beautiful with these elephants here. Okay, and we have a beautiful lotus flower here out of a shitty situation, because lotus flowers grow out of the mud and crap, and able to blossom into this beautiful flower. So I feel like out of shitty situations, and some of you guys, lots of shitty situations with the 10 of Wands, okay? But you finally hit that point where you're like, you know what? I deserve to be happy, and I deserve somebody who is on the same level as me. I don't have to hold back. I don't have to second guess. I don't have to contort my values or myself, or compromise on what I believe to get what I want. And it feels so good. It is entering the portal of euphoric love. Okay, absolutely beautiful here. Gateways of light. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Unlimited. Okay, and we tap into the divine mind now through sharing a beautiful energy, a give and take with somebody else who's speaking the same language. And look at this. This is reminding me of the strawberry moon, and we're coming into the strawberry moon in the next, I think the full moon is in the next few days, if I'm not mistaken, the full moon. Strawberry moon, okay, if you're watching when I post this. But beautiful. And we have a lion here with wings. So a lion's all about courage, facing courage, having the strength and the willpower to press on despite our fears of maybe being vulnerable, despite our fears of what we experienced in the past. Because we can either, like I said, be bitchy and close off, or we can use that wisdom to step forward, because we're now courageous and we trust in ourselves to do what's right. Because if we believe that the same thing will repeat, we're giving our power away to somebody else, another situation that might control how we feel. And we know that there's something better for us. We learn to trust the universe, but I think important, we also trust in ourselves to navigate with the information we now have. That, you know, if you are yourself and you continue through with the lessons you learned, you're going to get this beautiful Two of Cups. Okay, so I love this reading for you guys. Beautiful pile number 3. let me know how this pans out, because I cannot wait to hear about it. Something better. Like, this is amazing. All right. So I will see you soon. And if you're quite not there yet, I think there's something here about asking your angels. So if you're trying to get to this state, if you feel like this is not possible for you, there's a reason you clicked on this video. You are being guided to ask your angels, maybe through prayer, meditation, when you're laying down. I feel like the answer is within you, because everything you know to be true is already within you. All right. So I will see you soon. Bye.